Roseville Rappers Club has a formal mentorship program.
Right.
How many of you have been or are now a mentee in our mentorship program? Raise your hand, please. A mentee. Okay, about half of half. How many of you have ever been or are now a mentor in our club? Okay, also about half. That's great. So I think we all know that we have a program and most of us have been involved. In fact, what I want to talk about today is that, of course, it's a benefit to the mentee, but it is also the benefit to the mentors and the club as a whole to participate in this program. And that's what I want to focus about. Let me start with a mentee. That's kind of the obvious beneficiary of the program. The mentor can help the mentee to navigate through the pathways. Mentor can help with preparing the speeches, giving additional feedback to the speeches, answer any questions about roles in the club or anything else concerning the Toastmaster journey or leadership skills or public speaking skills. That's your go-to person when you have any questions about the club. So those of you that have ever been a mentee or you are a mentee now, would you mind sharing what kind of benefit does it bring you or brought to you when you were a mentee or if you're a mentee now? Anybody would like to share? Yes, Sherry.
Having my mentor immediately took the stress off of things for me. There's so much that when you're used to the club, it's all kind of automatic process. But when you're new, all of those processes are brand new and it's a whole new way of thinking. So aside from the individual information I got, it immediately relieved my stress because I know I had a connection that I could go to if I got stuck.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sherry. Anyone else would like to share the experience as a mentee? Wally? Yes, thank you.
Sure. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, like as a new member to the club, I think assigning a mentor it was great. So my mentor, which is our Mr. Toastmasters today, was great. Guided me through the process, how I can pick like a pathway, how I can prepare for my first speech, provided me with that, encouraged me just reach out with some feedback about my speech and how I improve and everything. So I found it like really good and yeah, I benefited from that. So that's my
Thank you very much.
you.
Thank you, Wally and Sherry. As you can see, it benefits greatly the mentee. So if you don't have a mentor yet and you're a new member, I highly encourage you to go to Philip and ask him to assign you a mentor. You can also change a mentor if it doesn't work for any reason. You can have a mentor reassigned, but I highly encourage you to get involved and get a mentor. Next, I'm going to talk about mentors. It's not as obvious how it can benefit the mentor, because supposedly the mentor knows everything and the one who answers the questions. However, there are things that we do in the club day in and day out, and we get used to them so much that we don't think about them. They're kind of automatic. And when you're working one-on-one with a mentee, it gives you that perspective. It gives you a new light to look at the things that you do in the club, how you prepare to the speeches, because it's a two-way relationship. The mentee also shares the experience, and that helps the mentor grow as a person, as a Toastmaster, as a public speaker, and as a leader. Anybody would like to share their relationship, their experience as a mentor, any benefits that it brought you, anything that it taught you? Rick, yes, thank you.
I, just like to say the adage is always, you think you know how to do something, but you don't really know how to do it until you teach somebody else how to do it. And I know Pauline gave me some nice kudos a few minutes ago, but I learned some things about how to navigate those masters in my efforts to help them. So I think that's you don't really understand anything until you have to teach somebody else how to do it.
Yes, Rick, thank you. I have a very similar experience that you think you know how to do certain thing, but then when you start to explain it, you start to look at it differently. And you also learn from your mentee because the mentee says, I did it this way, I did it that way. And finally, it has a great benefit to the club as a whole. Because when we connect on a personal level with the mentor, between mentor and mentee, of course, we talk about Toastmasters things, but we also talk about personal things, and that fosters a personal connection between a mentor and mentee. For example, when I started mentoring Bean years ago, I got familiar with her family. I met her kids. I connected with her on Facebook. And now I get a Christmas card every Christmas from her with a picture of her family on it, and I put it on my fridge. And I think when we're personally connected like that, it makes us a stronger group, a stronger club, and it fosters us to grow. So I think it really benefits the club as well. But I want to hear from Marie-Noël as our president, and maybe from Philip as our VP of education. What are your thoughts about how it benefits the club?
Well, I think it's a good way to both retain and gain members. When you have a new member, we know they are afraid, and we can tell them up front, oh, we have a mentoring program. You're not going to be alone on your journey. We're going to have a mentor. So it helps get new members, and then it helps retain members because by the fact that we support them, as Sherry Walid said, you know, they feel supported, and so I think that makes their experience better. So
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Marie-Noël. Yes, when new members join, they feel supported. When they have a member, they know that if they have any questions, there is a person assigned to them to go, and they can do it at any time and answer questions and continue their journey as a Toastmasters. To conclude, the mentorship program in our club is formal, but it's also very beneficial. It benefits the mentees, it benefits the mentors, and it benefits the club as a whole. And I highly encourage you, if you're a new member, please get a mentor assigned. If you have never been a mentor and you're an existing member, please volunteer when Philip asks for mentors to be assigned to new members. And let's join this program and grow as our club as a whole. Thank you.